Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. If you want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. By the way, I would compare Michael to Mahomes. There is absolute artistry, but Mahomes is better today than 4 years ago. For the same reason Michael was better his second three-peat than his first, is that he took the layups and he had great discretion on use of energy. Like Michael knew, hold it off. He really actually, it's almost like a kid. When kids are 8, they have a biting stage. They have a punch the sister stage. It's all inappropriate, but they have so much energy they can't control themselves. Michael came into the league, he could have scored 60 a night. And he wanted to, I always call it, you have the show-off stage, the title stage, and the mogul stage. And you can't stop it. LeBron used to chase people down on Tuesday games in Denver and block a ball off the backboard. It meant nothing.
Correct.
It was the show-off stage. Look at my gifts. But Michaels and Mahomes now take the layups. They conserve energy. Like Patrick could run all the time.
Could run all the time.
It's always interesting. He runs on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter. He could do that all game.
So that is, and I know we're going long, so we can wrap but I do wonder, of all the things that people could learn from Mahomes, I don't know why more quarterbacks haven't copied his situational running. You might not be able to listen, the kid played baseball. His dad was a baseball player, the arm angles. Or, there's only probably 5 quarterbacks in the league, if that, who can throw it as far as him. He has I don't remember the word for it. It's like something, it's not photographic. It's like didactic, I think, memory as far as like his ability to, there's certain things. But what is copyable is the understanding of the riskiest thing I can possibly do is run. It is also wildly effective, and I am going to recognize that both of those things are true. And so I am basically never going to do it on 1st or 2nd down, and I am not even going to do it on 3rd down if it's early in the game in the regular season. But that then also means teams are slightly less prepared for it when I do it. And I am more 100%, or even 2 years ago when he had the bad ankle, I have a couple bursts in me to make sure I get where I need to get to. And it just seems like, because I think Mahomes is a good athlete. Obviously, he's a good athlete, but I'm saying I think he is a better athlete than people think, because he's never caught, man. When is the last time Mahomes chose to run in a big spot and didn't get where he was trying to get to? Now if he ran all the time, it would happen all the time. And maybe Josh Allen's a unique case because he's bigger than everybody, so he can deal with it. But I just think more of those guys. I also think that, I was skeptical of Jaden Daniels, because he's 190 pounds, 195 pounds. I also think there is something to that picture of Mahomes with his shirt off, where it's like, oh, that's actually what your quarterback should look like. Have a little extra, and I understand Brady in his later years looked more chiseled, but
he's much more chiseled now than he was as a player.
Correct, exactly right. It's like, no, I'm going to have muscle underneath a layer of protection almost. You know what I mean? And I think that is, I think that's smart. Like, I think that
Trent Dilfer called it pudding.
Yeah.
He said, like, Brock Heward's a friend of mine. Brock couldn't put on weight. Yeah. And he's like, skinny quarterbacks, like Matt Ryan tried to put on weight.
You know who had it too was Peyton. Peyton, you know what I mean? Peyton if you ever seen Peyton in person, you realize how big these damn quarterbacks are. But Peyton, when he was playing, wasn't like, like bodybuilder type. He had a layer of protection. And so,
yeah. And it also, what matters to you, I said this, I called an NFL head coach on Will Levis's combine when he was wearing a shirtless, ripped. It was very Brady Quinn. And I said, I'm out on him. And he goes, Colin, this is an NFL head coach, successful coach. He said, Colin, it was the talk of a road trip me and the GM went on recently.
Well,
that was the talk of the road. He cares deeply about his girlfriend was beautiful. He's a good-looking guy, big man on campus in Kentucky, a basketball school. He's the football star. Will Levis's, I'm going to show you my build. Literally, a successful GM and coach said they went on a drive, and it was the topic of conversation. Like, he's got the wrong priorities.
On that note, and we can, leave it at this. I am shocked. So I don't know if you saw this reporting, but Spencer Rattler evidently was on a Netflix doc 6 years ago when he was in high school. Did you see any of this, Colin?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So there was LeBron's company produced a Netflix documentary called QB1, and it was basically they followed around. I didn't see it. Some top high school quarterback prospects on their journey. You know what I mean? Like, what's it like to be one of the top prospects in America as a 16-year-old? 16. And evidently Spencer Rattler was a real dick as a kid. Was mean to his backup quarterback, was a bit of a bully, was kind of like your stereotypical mean, popular jock. And Ian Rappaport reported that multiple teams brought it up to him before the draft. Like, and it's like, dude, this guy was literally 16 years old. Like, I don't know, man. Like, please don't use against me at a job interview how I treated people. Like, come on. And so here's why I bring that up. I don't even care about Spencer Rattler in that regard. I am shocked no one has talked about what Shedeur Sanders and, to be fair, Dion have been doing these last couple days, just punching down at guys that left the school. And if you're Dion, and I have massive respect for Dion in general, but if you're Dion, it's like, man, this guy was one of your players. And you're like, where are your stats at? Like, you are one of the most famous athlete coaches in America. And this is a 20-year-old. Like, that doesn't seem right. But then Shedeur, like, buddy, people are talking about you as the number one pick of the draft. And you're on Twitter just shit-talking guys. Like, I can't imagine that's not going to be a problem in a year. I just can't.
Oh, no. It's already being discussed. Yeah. It's absolutely being discussed in the league. It's not a good look at all.
That's what I think. I think, like, listen, any position other than quarterback, I don't think people would care. Travis Hunter, who's going to be a top 10 pick on Colorado.
I almost like it from an edge rusher. I want you to be obnoxious.
I mean, there's certainly a corner. Like, there are certain spots, you know what I mean? Like, Travis Hunter, you can play corner or wide receiver. It's like, oh, okay, the guy's a little out of his mind. You know what I mean? Maybe, talks in the third person. Great. Love it. I've actually seen that archetype go to the Hall of Fame. Fair or not. And again, I'm not even saying it's right. What I am saying is, if Spencer Rattler can fall a full round, as Rappaport was talking about, because of how he acted as a junior in high school, then what are these same teams going to be saying about someone who knows they're a potential top 10 pick in 12 months? It just seems wild.
Nick, it's a glaring lack of self-awareness. It's really bad. It's being discussed. And I think it's the difference between going 1 and 15.
That's what I mean. So that's what I'm talking about. And I want to be very clear here, because I'm not trying to be the old man yelling at the cloud. I'm not even arguing that it is one should care about this at all. I'm saying all of NFL history tells me a lot of teams do. A lot of teams 100% do care about this, and it just seems risky. And the difference, by the way, between going 1 and going 15, it's not just, I don't even care about the dollar amount of the first contract, but it does have a lot to do with how, if you're not good early, how much margin of error do you get? It's a hell of a lot easier to move off from Kenny Pickett at 15 or Mac Jones at 15 than it is from a number 1 pick. You know what I mean? Somebody.
Yeah.
And so I just find that a little odd.
Yeah.
A little odd.
Yeah, it hasn't made the show because the NBA playoffs have been so good and the NFL so big, but it is something I've noticed and thought, don't
It's
do
funny.
that.
It hadn't made our show either, but today I mentioned it during commercial break. I'm like, and this is gonna sound silly. I was like, I think what I said was, I think we're 2 tweets away from this being a topic. Like 2 more tweets, and I think it's enough for us to put it in the show. Yeah, I do.
Nick Wright, as always, money. Thanks,
Absolutely
buddy.
great time. Talk to you later.